Hello, hey, sweet people. It is Foster. I just wanted to give you a quick update before the episode today. This year, in 2020, we are doing 12 different language challenges. So each month we will have a different challenge. For example, we have a challenge about improving your vocabulary, a challenge about making good first impressions in English, and a 30-day challenge about having better, more natural, more authentic conversations with native speakers. I personally am super excited about it, and I would love for you to participate. So if you like this show, if you like what we do, and you are serious about improving your English in 2020, then I really think you should participate in some of these challenges. So if you would like to learn more, just check out inglesnocru.com. Let's get on with the show.
Dezembro é um clima muito bom, né? É Natal, Ano Novo tá chegando e eu acho que você tem que dar um check nessa última coisinha da sua lista, que é acabar com a vergonha de falar com a nativa da língua inglesa e testar uma aula lá no Cambly. Lembrando que Cambly se escreve C-A-M de Maria, B de bola, L-Y e dá para fazer tanto pelo seu celular, tablet quanto computador. Gente, se você tiver 15, 10 minutinhos que for, para o que você está fazendo agora, entra lá, coloca o nosso cupom em minutos grátis, Inglês no Podcast e testa essa plataforma maravilhosa. Se você é iniciante, intermediário ou avançado, não tem problema, qualquer pessoa pode fazer. Ah, e o melhor de tudo, tá? Gente, eu sou professor nativo, então você vai estar falando lá com americano, britânico, australiano, neozelandês, o que for. Outra coisa, se você está um pouquinho preocupado sobre não conseguir entender, tem professores que falam português lá também. Então é só dar uma procurada, tá bom? De novo, nosso cupom é Inglês no Podcast. Now, on with the show!
Hello, hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Inglês no Rádio. My name is Foster, and I am here with
Alexia. Hello, everyone.
Hey, Alexia, how are you doing today?
I'm fine. What about you?
I am doing well. A little bit sleepy, to be honest. And the rain does not stop.
No, it doesn't. So, in the last episode, we were talking about the National Archives and the most important documents for the United States, but it's missing one very important document that we need to talk about.
Correct. So if you did not listen to the last episode, we recommend that you start with that episode. Everything will make a lot more sense. But we were talking about the National Archives, which is the home to the Declaration of Independence, the United States Constitution, and the Bill of Rights.
Yes.
So Alexia, do you have any idea what the Bill of Rights is? I know that nowadays you do. But before you visited the National Archives, had you heard of the Bill of Rights? Was it a thing you studied in school?
No, not at all. No, never, ever. Nope.
Okay. Yeah, a simple no would suffice. Okay, but nowadays you have a better idea, right?
Yes, I do. And I think that we should have studied that in school as well.
Yeah, debatable. So...
Why?
There are a lot of important things to study, and we didn't study Brazilian history. Yeah.
I mean, I think it's important. So let's we should have studied that if we are going to a private English school, just the way that I did. Maybe it would be interesting to study that when I was learning English as well.
You were learning English at the British Council.
But the United States was the colony.
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
Maybe the British people are just trying to, leave a few things out of their history books. I don't know. But Alexia, give me in simple words, how would you explain the Bill of Rights?
The first 10 amendments to the United States Constitution.
Okay, I say in simple words, and Alexia tries to give me a huge word that is really difficult for her to pronounce. So, do you want to take another shot at that?
The first 10 amendments to the United States Constitution.
Okay, precisely. So the Bill of Rights is a document that contains the first 10 amendments of the United States Constitution. My next question, do you know what an amendment is?
I might be completely wrong, but I have an idea. But I don't want to answer here because I don't want to pagar mico.
Pay the monkey. Pay the monkey, babe. He's asking for money and he wants to be paid.
Maybe after the Constitution was made, these amendments, which would be maybe emenda in Portuguese, were included in the Constitution. So...
Yeah, more or less. I think you're moving in the right direction. Amendments are essentially just changes or additions, right?
Yeah.
So when the U.S. was creating a new country, first we had the Declaration of Independence saying, okay, Britain, we don't like you anymore. New country. Done. Second, they were thinking, okay, we need some laws and a government. U.S. Constitution, boom, done. Third, they were thinking, okay, maybe when we did the Constitution, we forgot about a couple of things. There are some really important things we probably need to include. And that's why they created the Bill of Rights, which include 10 very important amendments to the United States Constitution. Things like the First Amendment, which includes the freedom of speech, expression, the freedom to petition, the freedom to assemble, and the freedom of religion. The Second Amendment is the freedom to the right to bear arms. The Eighth Amendment talks about prevention of cruel and unusual punishment. All of these things, all super important things.
And I know that it's not here in our little script so we can talk about it, but I know that when I'm watching Law and Order and etc., they plead the Fifth Amendment.
Yeah.
And I don't remember exactly what is that, but it's from the Bill of Rights. So now everything makes sense in my life.
Yeah. When you plead the Fifth, that is your right to remain silent.
Yeah.
So it's something to do with the right of not speaking before you can be represented by an attorney.
I play the Fifth. That's it.
Plead the Fifth.
I plead the Fifth.
No, I play the Fifth.
They would understand if I got in trouble.
Yeah. So if for some reason you commit some criminal offense here in the United States, always know that you can say, I plead the Fifth. And maybe that gives you a little bit of extra time before you go to jail. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the framers of the Constitution, as we call them, our founding fathers, they recognized, okay, maybe we needed to add some extra things to our original Constitution. And they started with the First Amendment.
Yeah. I was looking at the Eighth because I have so many questions about it.
Okay, well, let's start with the first. So this week in Washington, D.C., we also visited a museum called the Newseum.
Newseum.
So that's a play on words with the news, like the media, and museum, right?
Yeah.
And it's this amazing 7-story building that it's really like a 6 stories. My apologies. But it's kind of a history of the media, and it's really a celebration of the First Amendment.
Yes, it is. And the cool thing about it is that we got a visit before it closes because it's closing, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's very sad. It's closing. But Alexia, most people, at least in the United States, when people think about the First Amendment, they think about the freedom of speech. And that's not really correct, or at least it's not the entire story, is what we've learned, right?
Come again? We don't, what? I was lost a little bit.
Okay.
I got lost.
In the United States, when someone says something offensive or something like that, they always say, hey, I have the freedom of speech because of the First Amendment.
Okay.
But really, the First Amendment is protecting the freedom of speech, the freedom to protest, the freedom to assemble in groups, the freedom of religion, to practice whatever religion you want. Most people think that the United States is a Christian nation in their laws, but in laws we have the separation of church and state.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it that much.
What do you mean?
When you see the politicians on TV and when the president is saying his last words when he's becoming a president, they always put God in the middle of it. And
oh yeah, when they take the oath of office, you have to swear on the Bible when you are doing your swearing in ceremony when they make you president. Yeah, but technically there is a separation of church and state. But the First Amendment is offering all of these protections that nowadays we kind of think as more or less human rights for much of the developed world. But back in the day, this was a really big deal. And today it's still something that we're always fighting for.
Yes, of course. I think that it's a really good thing, but it also can be a very bad thing.
What?
And
what can?
All this press freedom. For example, I always take the Diana death as an example for that.
The Diana death?
Yeah, the lady died.
Okay, you're saying when Princess Diana died,
yeah,
somehow that freedom of speech
no, not the
caused...
speech. I'm talking about the news because we were talking about the Newseum.
Okay.
And that it was the beginning of paparazzis and they were stalking her everywhere and they got into that tunnel with her. And then, of course, the driver was drunk, but they were like doing really, really bad things with her. And yes, I don't like paparazzis. That's my point here.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the paparazzi either. I don't really know what that has to do with the First Amendment. But yeah, if we have to protect Princess Di, we will make up whatever we need to. Okay, so really quick. In the Bill of Rights, we also have the Second Amendment, which is the right to bear arms. Do you understand what that is?
Yes, to have arms.
Yeah, the right to bear arms. That means you can have guns, another super controversial thing. And the weird thing about amendments is they're changes to the Constitution. So we could change these things again in theory, but...
Yes, of course you can. Because this Constitution is so old comparing to where we are nowadays. It's amazing and it's very, very smart, but we had to adapt to the modern days, of course. But I have a question. To bear arms here, is it to possess an arm or to walk with an arm? You know, to use the arm.
To bear arms means just to have.
Okay.
I don't think it really distinguishes if you own them or just walking with them.
In Brazil, it does. That's why I'm asking.
So in Brazil,
I don't know how it works.
Have guns, but you can't.
Yeah,
use.
You can have an arm, for example, in your house, but you can't walk with the arm.
Oh, you're talking about walk in the street?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. No, it's not that. Those are two different things. This is just the right to have arms, guns, whatever. But we do have other laws. If you want to walk freely in the streets with a concealed weapon, you can also do that. You just have to get a little license. Depends on the state. Super complicated thing. But yeah, Bill of Rights, Newseum. Alexia, any comments, questions about these things?
I do have a question about the 8th.
Go for it.
Prevents cruel and unusual punishment. What is that about?
Cruel and unusual punishment. So I believe, I'm not a historian, certainly not an American historian, but I believe that the 8th Amendment originally had something to do with really crazy and unnecessary bail sentences. So a bail is the amount of money that you can pay to be released from jail temporarily. So I think...
Bail would be fiança in Portuguese.
So I think they were saying, like, hey, if someone commits a small crime, you can't say you have a $2 million bail. That's unreasonable. There was also, I imagine, some other forms of punishment and imprisonment that was just unnecessarily and weirdly harsh and cruel. And for whatever reason, in the Bill of Rights, they use the terminology cruel and unusual punishment.
Yeah, because when I think about it, I always think about FBI and CIA, what they do when they...
Like torture.
Yeah. So this is weird.
I agree. I don't have any answers for you on that front. So I would definitely have to do some research.
Okay. So unfortunately, you guys won't be able to visit the Newseum, but I will post a lot of pictures and a lot of things on Instagram about it. So maybe you can travel with us, seeing what we've done there.
Yeah. And if you visit DC soon, like right now, maybe you can still check it out.
Like 5 days to finish the year.
If not, at least follow us on Instagram at Inglês no Cru. That is @Inglês no Cru. Alexia's always doing cool stuff, showing where we are, what we're doing. It's pretty cool. You should check it out. And I think that's it for today. What do you say?
Yeah, it's a lot of information. Maybe people will Google about it after, and then we can talk about it on Instagram with me.
Awesome. Yeah, cool. Give it a good little googly, and we will see you guys tomorrow.
Bye. Muito obrigada por ter escutado mais um episódio aqui do nosso Inglês no Necro Rádio. Como sempre, vou pedir para você deixar sua review, deixar o seu e-mail no nosso site inglesnonecru.com, ficar de olho nas novidades que a gente sempre manda, nossos recursos grátis, enfim, todas as novidades que a gente puder, a gente vai estar compartilhando com vocês, principalmente por e-mail. Então, é isso. Eu quis aqui dar esse recado. Como sempre, obrigada pelo suporte e a gente se vê no próximo episódio, tá bom? Bye!